It is my pleasure to welcome you and to just tell you one or two things. First, let me just address two issues that keep coming up on the question and answer. And the first is about attending class. And you are wondering if, though you may not have completed your school fees, whether you're going to be able to attend class. On Monday, you will be training. We will train you on how to access those classes, so please don't worry about that yet. Just log in on Monday and listen to the instructions that you will be given. The second question that keeps coming up is people say that they are not receiving communication from ourselves. And I'm going to ask you to please give us the details of your contact. Even on that question and answer platform, if you must, please tell us how to reach you so that we make sure that you are receiving all our information, that we are talking to you. So, my name is Emilia Chieng Akuno. I am a professor of music and I am the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic affairs. In short, things to do with how you learn and how you're taught, and also your welfare in the university fall on my desk. You have received a lot of technical and operational information over the past several speakers. In fact, all the speakers so far have given you a lot of detail, and so I'm not going to go into that. What I want to do is to welcome you to your induction ceremony. Yes, we've got a little party, but no tea because of COVID, I'm afraid. And this is your induction into the community of scholars, the community of scholars called the Cooperative University of Kenya. It is like a rite of passage where you'll be transitioning from that status of not being a university student to this glamorous, glorious status of being a university student. Once done with that induction ceremony, you will actually be a fully fledged member of this community. Now you know that once you have successfully completed the start, you must plan for the finish. So let me give you a few tips on how you are going to do this finish. I call it an honorable exit. And you will be wondering, why do you want me to exit even before I have come in? By the time that the next speaker is done with you, you will have successfully come in. So let me give you tips on how to leave honorably. And I'm going to just tackle 3 quests and 3 arrows. In short, 3 Qs and 3 As. Q1, who are you? No, I didn't ask you your name. Who are you? You're somebody's child. Whether the person whose child you are is living or not living, whether you live with them or not, whether you have ever met them or not, you are a human being, a very dignified, valuable individual, and you do command respect. The respect that will be accorded you is in a very significant way related to the way you present yourself. No more, no less. Who are you? How do you present yourself? How do you want us to perceive you? Q2, where are you going? No, I'm not asking you where you're standing right now and the bus that you'll be taking is taking you to. Remember how you used to say, when I grow up, I want to be this. That question still stands. What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you have a purpose in life? You know, life is this continuum. There's some start somewhere and there's some destination that you're getting to. Where in this large, long stretch are you? Do you know how to get to the place that you want to get to? Have you discovered where you want to get to? That question is very significant because it might have a bearing on your answer to Q1, but it definitely has a bearing on your response to Q3, which is, why are you here? And that is important. Now, you may have chosen to go to college and specifically to come to the Cooperative University of Kenya. You may have also just landed here because it is the next thing on your agenda. But for others, you're probably here out of obedience. Mama said, Dad said, so you've got to do it. And yet, I am aware that there are some of you for whom this has been a craving, that your desires and your hopes are hinged on attainment of higher education. And so there's been this thirst, this longing for an opportunity to get there, and you finally got it. And I want to say to all of you, congratulations, because all these responses are valid, but they give you a different push or a different pull. Some of these may lead to distraction. So those under this yoke are very likely to be destructive. Some may lead to pressure. So those under this burden are likely to be very depressed. Please talk to the Dean of Students. Others lead to excited anticipation, and those within this light are very likely to be enthusiastic and very productive. But you know what? You're not stuck in that space. You can change your position, but that depends on your response to Q2. Where are you going? To help you negotiate these three questions, I want to propose 3 A's. A1, you are an individual within a multitude. You're a unique entity with very particular needs and aspirations. And no matter the number of people around you, no matter the number of people in your class, you remain an individual, and therefore you must take responsibility for all your actions. And this responsibility and your actions will lead either towards celebration and reward or rebuke and correction. The choice is yours, because however many the people around you, there may be strength in numbers, but responsibility is individual. A2, you must have a purpose. There must be something that you aim at achieving so that your activities and your choices lead you to that aim. And it's often quite a long journey, can be grueling, but you don't have to travel alone. Some of you are here directly from high school, but others had to do several other courses in order to get here. Maybe in order to qualify to get here, but also maybe you did all those other courses and it just wasn't working. If we recall the Tuzo cow, the cow refused. And so you decided to take a different route, but you're here. And I want to invite you to engage in a very little exercise. Can you look ahead 5 years from now? And can you see what it is that you're probably going to be? And with that vision, can you board either the right matatu, the right bus, the right boat, the right plane, whichever accessible vehicle that you may come across, so that you move and get there efficiently? Get the knowledge, get the skills that will catapult you to that dream. Choose your associations very wisely and use all your resources, and the DVCs have mentioned this to you. Use these judiciously. Be prudent. One of my favorite books has this phrase, be as wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove. Why? Because you need to get involved in activities. You need to have a life, a full life, a life that has promises. Why? Because blessings come camouflaged as responsibilities. A3, you're here to learn. The word university has a Latin root, which really talks about a community, a company of people who have a purpose, learners and students and their mentors, with certain rights, RIGHTS, and certain freedoms that are associated with seeking knowledge. So it's like you're given the right of passage, RIGHT, of passage, right to travel, so that you can go and look for knowledge. And as you travel, you find information. That is your academic freedom. So you go and seek knowledge. And right now, we have the internet, which is a road, a very wide road and a very big ticket to knowledge from the whole world. At the university, we shall give you knowledge and we shall guide you to develop skills, but we will not dictate to you what you do with the knowledge or with the skills. So I'm going to invite you to get involved in activities. Live a full life, live a real life. And that will be dependent on your responses to Q1, Q2, and Q3. How you choose to use the resources that we have will determine what kind of exit you take. Do you select to have an honorable discharge at the end of your contract period with us? And for some, it will be 1 year, for others, 2 years, and for some yet 4 years. Or are you going to end up with a dishonorable exclusion? Are you going to graduate, or are you going to be expelled? The answer lies in your hands. And so I urge you this morning to be as wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove. I urge you to choose your associations, including the internet sites that you frequent. And I urge you to live honorably so that it becomes the norm for you. Honorable living is the normal way of behavior for yourself. There are 3 virtues that I beg you to adopt. The virtues of honesty, the virtue of respect, and the virtue of gratitude. When you embrace these, they make you a very favorable person, and in turn, you attract favor. May this be your purpose and your decision. And now, I have the joy to usher you into your induction ceremony, the final part, which is going to be conducted by the head of our institution. His name has been mentioned severally. We have the Vice Chancellor, and you're going to ask me, why is he Vice? If he's Vice, is there a Chancellor? I have a feeling he'll tell you that. Our Vice Chancellor is a professor, and he is called Professor Kamau Ngamau. He's going to get up and talk to you very shortly, and I want you to, before he starts talking, I just want you to look at him and take notes. And maybe, if you have questions about what you have seen, don't ask the question. Take the next 1 year or 2 years or 3 years discovering the answer to your questions. Thank you very much.